Alright there YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to get the budget rebuild Rowdy Rodney engine back in my 97 K2500 service pickup. Make this thing a good usable truck again. Alright, so we are ready to reinstall this engine back in this truck after our dirt cheap rebuild. Alright, so let's get this thing off the engine stand so we can bolt the flex plate back on and get this thing slung in the truck. Alright, so I ended up just shutting the camera off and working for a while. So much quicker to work when you're not trying to film. But anyway, we got this thing pretty close to being ready for the first fire up. Got a few things left. I got to do torque converter bolts. Got to do cooling system. And what's keeping us from test firing it right now is need to put the distributor in and time it. I just finished priming the oil pump one last time. We're probably less than an hour from starting this thing for the first time, so went ahead and primed the oil pump again. Got to go ahead and pull my priming tool out. On my distributor here, I've got a mark where the rotor needs to point for number 1. Got a long flat blade screwdriver here to line up the oil pump to the drive on the distributor so we can get this thing stabbed in. So we need to go ahead and just loosen up this hold down so we can get my homemade priming tool out of here. I actually went ahead and ordered a real priming tool because this homemade one I made years ago really isn't that great. It's got a little bit of a wobble in it, but that's all that is. Now if we look down in the distributor there, you can see the drive gear for the distributor. See, we can just reach down there with the screwdriver and turn it. Now when you drop the distributor in, because these gears are helical gears, you got to stab it in before you're at your mark. I've also rolled the engine over to about 15 degrees before top dead center. Did I really just get that first shot? Sure looks like I did. She dropped all the way down there. Alright, so new rotor cap plug wires are on. I think we should be able to test fire this thing. We don't really need a cooling system, just to fire it and hear it run for a few seconds. I probably should throw the intake on it so we can hook up the inlet air temperature sensor, and the mass airflow meter will probably run a lot better. So yeah, let's do that. What do you think the chances are this thing starts up first try? Guessing by the battery voltage, it ain't gonna start. Alright, so I ended up doing the first start on the live stream. Had quite a number of people tuned in on that, including Zip Ties and Bias Plies. You guys ought to check him out if you've never seen his channel. But anyway, after we did the first start and stuff, I just went ahead and live streamed as I kind of did a lot of this stuff, put the radiator in and yada yada, and I think the live stream cut off while I was putting the torque converter bolts in. So anyway, just kind of continued on, wrapped stuff up after that. I went ahead and I threw a new battery in here because that old battery was junk, and threw the hood on here, and I think we're about ready for our first test drive. Engine's sounding pretty good. If you're wondering why I don't power wash the engine bay, it's because it's 15 degrees outside right now, and I don't want to. So we'll do that some other time. I need to clean this dash off. This truck's been sitting a while. Go ahead. Make a couple laps around the yard here. If everything seemed good, we'll take her out on the highway. For some reason, this thing doesn't sound like a diesel anymore, or a jackhammer, or whatever you want to say that it sounded like. Anyway, this thing was not sounding good. Alright, so it's a few days later here now. Got about 150 miles on this new motor so far. It's been running really good. A bit warmer day today. It's actually just above freezing. So think we're going to go ahead and make this engine bay look like there's actually a new engine in it. Yeah, I think that looks a touch bit better. so the truck's been running fantastic here. I just did my 500-mile oil change here, yesterday evening, and the truck's running pretty dang good. Oil change looked great, so pretty happy with how this thing's running. Hey guys, be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you. Have a great day.